Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. How you doing? Good? It's been another 7 days. We are in the month of October. Time is flying. 2020 seems to just be shooting by. So much is going on. So much is happening. So just sit back, relax, tune in to Sip and Tip Tuesday. I am Gabrielle Victoria and welcome to my channel. Welcome to this episode. If you are new, go ahead and like, go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and like. And if you are a returning member, I call you family at this point. Welcome back. So this week I am sipping on, I call this my travel buddy. It's a little miniature size ROSÈ by Sutter Home. Listen, after a long day of work, adulting, just 2020, we're gonna drink up to a glass of wine. Okay, so cheers to that. I also have some big news. Since we last spoke, I procured new employment. So I have a new job, guys, which is kind of the reason why I wasn't here last week. I was just acclimated, just starting, getting things juggling and moving, and we had a lot going on. I wasn't able to be here, but I'm glad I'm here this week. So cheers to me. Clink, 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 clink. I'm excited for my new position. Granted, y'all know furlough happened because of COVID, and so I was out of work for almost the entirety of this year. And so God really opened the doors and allowed me to have a new opportunity. And so, bam, I'm there, right? Cool. This week, I want to talk to friendships, and specifically the friends who are deemed the strong friends, okay? And you may be deemed by other people, or you could be deemed that yourself, that you proclaim yourself to be the strong friend. But I want to speak to you because there is a level of pressure, a level of responsibility, a level of weight that can be healthy, but I want to make sure that it's healthy. And I want us to have an outlet or some sense of community to know that you're not alone. I know that friendships can be taxing, they can be rewarding, they can be fruitful, but sometimes they can be heavy. And being the friend that everyone goes to, being the friend that cares and is concerned and holds on to everything and feels the need to be Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It, those friends are treasured. You know, we love you for it, but we also need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, okay? So that you can continue to be the strong individual that we lean on and that we depend on, but that you can also empower your other friends to be strong for themselves. That's important. So I want to start out this segment by saying there was a point in time in my life, for most of my life, where I was the strong friend. Whenever someone would go through something, they would run, tell me, I got your back, I'll listen, we come up with a solution, and I loved being that. You know, there was a part of me that wanted and needed to feel needed by my friends. And being the one that people could go to, and the one that people could confide in, and the one that people can like cry. You can cry on my shoulder and I got you. And after we're done, you'll feel like sunshine, and you'll feel like you can just go out and just get it. But there was also a level of heaviness, because when it came time for me to be weak, or for me to have my heart broken, I never felt like I could do that with my circle of friends, because they always knew me to be the strong friend. I was Mrs. Resilient. I had this supernatural strength, and there was almost like a bondage to being the strong friend, because I couldn't actually express, I couldn't decompress, I couldn't release what I needed to release with my friends. And it's not their fault. I put that weight on myself. And so I wanted to make this episode today to speak to those people who may feel yourself, or by, you know, just dealing with your friends, that you are the strong friend and you may not feel that you can go to them. So one, I don't know if I necessarily have tips, but this is more of a conversation. This is a dialogue, if you would humor me and respond in the comments, so it can be a dialogue and not a monologue. But what's really important is, one, there is a freedom in being vulnerable. So let me give you guys a timeline. Maybe around my senior year of college, postgraduate, like 23 years old, is when I kind of just let it go. And up until that point, everyone would like, Tori has the answers. Sorry, home people call me Tori. My best friends in the world call me Tori. So those are the circle of friends I'm referring to. I have the answers. You know, she has a timeline. She can help you. She has solutions. She can help you figure it out. You know, I was not the most maturest, but at that point in time, in relation to my friends, they felt that I was mature. And so they came to me, and I loved it. But like I mentioned before, there was just a disconnect when it came time for mine. And I never really was ready or prepared myself for when my time came. So as the strong friend, I held that as a title, as a crown of honor. I felt like that was my role in life. I'm like, I'm just a strong person. Like, I keep the face. I have a poker face. I'm always optimistic. I'm always happy-go-lucky. No one sees me cry. No one sees me really get out of character. Like, I'm usually always put together. And that became a lot of my identity for myself, was always being put together, even under pressure. It wasn't until around 23 or 24 when I couldn't hold it together anymore. And my friends began to see I'm human. They saw the cracks in the glass. And I didn't feel comfortable or safe to express myself, to admit that I was too weak to really deal with anything. And I didn't know what that would mean for our friendship. That role would have changed, and how they saw me, the strength that they always kind of assimilated to me would have been gone, or so I thought. But there was a very freeing moment, I guess, that I had, an exchange that I had, where part of your strength is being able to feel and let go and release and cry and be mad and be hurt and be human and still bounce back. And so what I was doing was not allowing myself to feel any of it, because I needed to be strong. I needed to be strong for my family. I needed to be strong for my friends. I needed to be strong for myself. But that did myself a disservice, because when it was time for me to have my moment, I didn't know how. And it led me to depression. I didn't have productive channels. So I was taking pain medications to go to sleep at night. I was doing all types of destructive things because I did not know how to be strong for myself. I only knew how to be strong for other people. And so I just want, I guess, to relate, if there's anybody out there that has felt that way, has been the strong friend that no one really thought to check on. You were the strong friend that everyone just knew, you good. You always good. I ain't got to worry about you. But you kind of do need somebody to worry about me. I did need somebody to call me, check on me, be like, hey, what's going on? You good? Can I check on you? Can I do anything for you? You need a vent? Do you need to let anything out? What's going on with you? And I had to retrain my friends to realize that, I need y'all to check on me the same way I check on y'all. I need that reciprocity in our relationship, because I never want to go through that dark moment again where strength was an illusion. I'm trying to talk myself into faking it till I made it. When I have friends who I know love me, I just didn't feel safe enough to come to you guys. So, like I said, I don't necessarily have tips, but more so of this is just talking through the process of going from being the strong friend to being the authentic, being the resilient friend who still is able to communicate, articulate, and express themselves and still feel heard and seen and loved and not judged for it. And so now, here I am. I'm 26, 3 or 4 years after this revelation about my own strength. You know that song by Whitney Houston, I didn't know my own strength? Well, life happened, and a lot of situations kind of forced me to reevaluate what I considered strength and resilience. And I had to learn how to almost take care of myself, but balance that with leaning and depending on other people, which is terrifying, because you don't know if they're gonna let you down or hold you up. But there were a small number, 2 or 3 people that no matter what happened, they had me, and they loved me, and they didn't judge, and they were able to reciprocate that same sentiment that I would be able to do for them all those years. And I just had to trust that they would do it. And so that would be my advice to you all, is as the strong friend, and if you feel like you're going through and you just don't know how to shed that strong persona, there's a level of risk, a level of trust that you have to have in the people around you. And if you don't feel like you have that, perhaps if it's not family, perhaps if you don't have a friend, perhaps this is the moment to explore other outlets, positive outlets. Because you don't want to bottle it up, you don't want to hold it in, you don't want to sweep it underneath the rug, you got to deal with it. And you can still be weak and find resilience. There's a moment that you absolutely need to feel and go through what you're feeling and be in that moment. Recognize that moment. And then be resilient, bounce back, be like a rubber band, come back popping. So that's my advice. That's my little story. That's that was on my heart, was just to speak to those people who always feel like they need to be strong for other folks and they don't know how to be strong for themselves. I experienced that. I know exactly what that feels like. And even to this day, I still pride myself a little bit on being the strong friend, but I've channeled it to be a balanced friend, where I don't mind calling up my friends right now and just going off or crying or just venting or admitting that I don't have the answers and admitting that I don't know what's going on. I have no clue how to deal with this. And there's a freedom in that. And I don't feel like I have to know what's going on right now. Then I'll pray and then it'll come to me and then I'll be back on track. But at least it was a process I was able to go through. So that's my tip of the day. I hope that it helps. I pray to God that it helps. But if it doesn't, there's always next week. Okay, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'll talk to you next week.